Hi, it's Marty Millner with Coldwell Banker Hearthside Realtors in Newtown, Pennsylvania. Thanks for watching another edition of my video blog. Today we're going to learn about tax appeals, property tax appeals specifically in Bucks County. Everybody feels as though their taxes are too high. I hear it all the time and I get calls from people all the time. My taxes are too high. What do I do about it? Well, let's have a little bit of a discussion about how property taxes are established, what they are, and what you can do about it if they really are too high. And too high means not meaning that they're more than what you want to pay. Everybody feels that way, but higher than similar houses of similar size in your neighborhood. So property taxes basically are comprised of three separate taxes. School tax represents about 2/3 of the total. A county tax, so you pay a portion to Bucks County, and a municipal tax, either township or borough, depending on where you live. So the question of your taxes being too high, if you feel that your property taxes are higher than similar houses in your neighborhood, you have the right to appeal them. Filing a tax appeal is really easy, although the deadline for this current year has passed for the most part. Basically, you go to buckscounty.org. It's the county website. Right on their homepage, there's a link that says Forms. You click on the link for forms and you'll see both commercial and residential assessment appeal. And that raises, I think, the issue that is most confusing to people. When you get your tax bill, your property has an assessed value, and it appears that that's a very strange number, has no relationship to the fair market value. In fact, it is supposed to, the assessment is supposed to represent currently 10.8% of the fair market value, and that's not an arbitrary number. That number is established every year by what's called the State Tax Equalization Board, and it's intended, after they view all the sales data for a year, to equate countywide whatever your assessment is with the current fair market value. So just as a random example, I'm looking at a house, happens to be in Yardley Hunt in Lower Makefield. It's assessed at $52,080. It's on the market for almost $480,000. So if you divide the 52,080 by 0.108, that's 10.8%. That's the assessed value, and theoretically should equal the fair market value. If it doesn't, then you have the right to appeal. And again, go to the county website, you file the form, it's $35, you send it into the county, and they will notify you of a hearing date. You have the option to either go to the hearing or not. You do have to provide supporting data with your appeal. You have to explain why you feel that your assessment is too high. A great opportunity to establish that is shortly after you buy a house, because you'll have a settlement statement that shows obviously what you paid for the house, and if that value is relatively significantly less than what the assessed fair market value is, that's the clearest evidence of fair market value, is what a buyer and seller have agreed to. So if you have that settlement statement, that's very compelling evidence that to support your argument that your taxes should be lowered. The other option is to have an appraisal done, and I work with an appraiser who does a great job, knows the market really well, and actually will explain in advance if he feels that you have a valid case or not before he goes out and does the appraisal. But again, if you file the appeal on your own, then an appraisal is also great supporting documentation to show that your house is overassessed. And then the third option in terms of actually doing the appeal is there are attorneys that will handle the whole appeal for you, and it's a contingency basis. So for the most part, they will negotiate with you a percentage of the first year savings if you're successful, and thereafter you basically reap the benefit. But again, I get calls all the time from people that say their taxes are too high, and when I explain the 10.8% for the assessment representing fair market value proportion, and we do the math, oftentimes we find that their house is assessed at a close to what the fair market value is, but that's not always true. I had a client not long ago in a pretty expensive house that was overassessed by more than $200,000. So I helped them with the paperwork. We filed an appeal, and they will be successful. So again, I hope this little discussion about tax appeals is helpful. If you want some assistance or further explanation, feel free to call me at 215-519-1399. You can email me at marty@martinmillner.com. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a great day.